You have been training for 1.5 years and you feel like you have smacked the wall. You have been grinding out the same numbers week after week. Your front lever has not improved for a while now. Your pushing strength feels stagnant as f. Meanwhile, you are scrolling through Instagram and you see someone posting that they learned the full planche yet again in 3 months. How many times do I need to see this? Or going from 0 pull-ups into full front lever pull-ups in just half a year. And another guy claiming to have learned the one-arm handstand in 8 months. And you are sitting there thinking, what the actual fuck is wrong with me? But here is what nobody's telling you. The progress you think that you are not making, it is actually happening right now. Right now as you're watching this same video. Under the surface. In ways you literally cannot see yet. And the moment that you're convincing yourself that you are, in fact, moving too slow, is exactly the moment that you are about to fuck everything up. Right before your biggest breakthrough. You see, we have been sold a complete lie on how progress actually works. Social media has convinced you that strength gains are supposed to be linear. Because what you are constantly seeing on your social media feeds is that everyone is progressing. Or either they got injured, that's why they're not making any new gains. That every week you should be better than the last week. Okay, every 2 weeks, let's be conservative. That even if to the extreme extent, if you are not doing a PR each session, you are failing. But that is not how the human body works. That is even not how neural adaptation works. That is not how any of this shit works. Let's talk about the fundamentals. Progress is never linear. Progress is never a straight line. It comes in waves. Come on, pretty. And the thing is, you are not going to see them coming until they actually make an impact. You are gonna be training for 6 weeks straight, feeling like nothing is changing. Your numbers are gonna stay the same. Your holds are gonna look identical as they looked a month ago. You break through a plateau that you have been grinding for a few months now, and then seemingly out of nowhere, boom! You hit a new move. You learned the new thing. You do a PR.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
You break through a plateau that you have been on for weeks or months. And you unlock a movement pattern that you have been chasing for weeks now. And I bet you already feel the sense of familiarity when I say that. Because you probably have felt it. That time when you were so stuck with a certain skill and then out of random you hit a PR. In my case, these new PRs came when I had like sleepless nights and I still managed to do a PR. Or when you're training for a handstand and suddenly, boom, record. You do not fall as much as you used to now. You feel much more stable. You even feel powerful. Maybe you're gonna attempt the push-ups now in the handstand. This is not luck. This is not random. That is literally your nervous system finally catching up to the movements that you have been practicing. Even though it seemed to you that nothing was happening. The people who quit entirely are typically gonna quit during this phase of their trainings. The plateaus. They are grinding day in, day out. They have their diet in place. They have their fucking programs in place. But yet they are not seeing any visible progress. They assume that they are doing something wrong. And since they assume that, they are either going to quit entirely or jump to another training style. Fuck these holds. Maybe I should just do some weighted work. Maybe I should get my endurance up more. I need to switch because nothing is happening. You get the drill. Meanwhile, the guys who actually become elite athletes, they are the ones who are still showing up even if their progress makes a complete flat line. They trusted the process even if their brain literally screamed at them that you're not improving, what the fuck are you doing? So let me show you what is actually happening when you are making zero progress. I'm gonna be quite straightforward with you. If you don't know how to train, then this does not apply to you. Then you need to have the core principles of training in general. So you need to be kinda semi-experienced before we go on. Go look at any major calisthenics athlete that you follow. If you actually dig into these guys' training history, every single one of them will tell you the same story. They all at some point hit a massive wall. Months maybe when they questioned everything, and then suddenly the strength came, the insights came, and the fundamental wisdom came. This is not some motivational bullshit that I'm feeding you. When you are training a new movement, your body is building new neural pathways. In the most basic way, it is learning how to recruit muscle fibers in order to do a specific movement, and in the right sequence. It is developing proprioception, which is, in the most basic terms, the ability to sense where your body is located. And I mean like your whole body. If I hold my arm here, I can understand that it is touching the backside of my skull. Or if I place it on the chest, I can sense that the chest muscle has some kind of force applied to it. You get the drill. And body awareness. And all of that shit happens beneath the surface level. Before you see any visible progress, your brain is literally rewiring itself while you're resting and while you are thinking that nothing is improving. So when you are stuck at a straddle planche for many weeks straight, your nervous system, if you are training correctly, is adapting. When your tuck planche hold is not improving, your scapular stability is the thing that is strengthening. When your handstand feels shaky for months, your proprioceptive awareness is developing. The work is being done. You just can't see it yet because it is more neurological than muscular. But here is where it gets darker. Because the moment you stop training, the moment you convince yourself that you are too weak, too slow even, you reset all of the progress that is already there. All those adaptations that were 90% there, gone. Poof! Disappear. All of that proprioceptive development that was about to click, wasted. You quit right before the wave is about to hit. Think of it the same way. You're learning to ride the bike for the first time. Let's say you can paddle yourself for 3 meters, but not more than that. Now, because you haven't mastered riding the bike yet, and you decide to quit for the next half a year, do you think that initial 3 meters of pedaling yourself, will you still remember that? Probably not. Because you haven't mastered it to that extent yet. The same thing applies when you're learning calisthenics skills. And even when I look back into my training experience, it has always come in waves. It has never been a straight uptrend, in a sense. And understanding this core concept that skill training comes in waves made me actually quite less anxious, if I'm being honest. Because I used to be an overthinker. I used to overthink every single detail. Why is this not improving? How can I get this better? What should I do in order to get X? And knowing this concept, that led me down the path of, if I know that I'm fundamentally training right, that led me to the realization that things still come in waves. And if I'm having that low tide period, I should not stress about it, because that is completely normal. So yeah, I wanted to make this video for the guys who feel quite down when they're training their skills because they're seeing an influx of guys who are claiming that they learn anything and everything in only a few short months. But even those guys, they're gonna hit the wall at some point. Everyone is gonna hit the wall. This is normal. This is how progress works. It comes in waves. And to make a concrete example, I used to train my pushing skills separately than pulling skills. I was training my planche for a few months, and then I hit that plateau. Necessarily, I could have made more progress, but the thing is, since I hit the wall of exactly what we're describing right now, I thought that, oh shit, I'm probably doing something wrong. But in a sense, I was not doing anything wrong. I just had that low tide period. So, the only way to make more gains is to stop training pushing skills entirely, because I was thinking that I'm probably fucking something up. Let's switch to pulling skills. And then I did pulling exercises. I did the front lever, I did muscle ups. That's basically only what I did. And holy shit, my planche regressed actually so much because of that, because I was afraid to touch any planche specific stuff for months. And then the same thing happened to the pulling exercises. I peaked with my front lever, and then after that I basically smacked the wall. Not because I was doing necessarily something dramatically wrong, but because that's the normal part of progress. Then I thought, oh shit, maybe it's time that I now quit the front lever and do the planche work instead. And that is how it basically went for many months. So that was very bad, in a sense. If your goal is to get only one skill, this same principle applies. I'm just bringing this nuance up because I want to illustrate you guys how your mind can paint a whole different image of your current circumstances. Instead of thinking like, okay, I've hit the plateau, I need to probably change a little bit up and do a slight detour and do something else. Instead, I quit the whole skill or the whole movement entirely and started to put more emphasis on an entirely different movement. That is very stupid. Don't fucking do that. So stop switching things up when you've hit a wall to that extreme extent. And when you hit the wall, just realize that this is normal in a sense. Stop changing things constantly up. Keep at it. But know that waves are normal. Slow flat line going up. In that sense. Tell me, where are you sitting in your current wave? In my case, I think I'm about to peak maybe. Let's see in the upcoming weeks. Thank you for watching. Keep clarking your sun. See you very shortly in the next video.